Hey kids, you're about to listen to a comedy podcast. That means that none of this is medical advice. If you need medical advice or medical care, please contact your doctor.
Welcome to the Jock podcast featuring Dr. London Smith. When I'm not cooking up burgers every Sunday night on Fox, I'm listening to the motherfucking Jock podcast. Now allow me to introduce your host, Dr. London Smith.
Hello, and welcome to the Jock podcast, where we discuss fitness and health, and how to incorporate our modern understanding of science and medicine into our daily lives, but without it being so boring. I'm your host, drlondonsmith.com. I'd like to begin by apologizing to our listeners. We've received some feedback about the excessive amount of technical medical terms that I've been using, such as thrombocytopenia and St. Patrick's Day, so I'll try to temper my terminology to a simpler one in the future. Here to help with that is our producer, Cameron.
Dr. London, I have an announcement, and I'm sorry to sort of spring this on you more than anyone, and spring this on our audience, because
it is the time of year for, if ever you were going to.
It is the time of year for springing announcements, because we're days away from the season of spring.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And as spring comes upon us, I have sort of an announcement. This will be my final episode.
Okay.
As I commit myself more to, we only have so much time on this earth, right? And you have to be wise about how you spend that time.
Right.
And so I need to be committing myself more to doing drugs and having lots of sex and partying and like going crazy and just sort of being like a badass on a motorcycle, wearing sunglasses, smoking cigarettes.
Okay,
This isn't we all dream of being that. We all dream of being that as a kid. And now I realize I'm not a kid. I keep saying, oh, in a few years. In a few years, I'll be that badass party animal. Now was the time, Dr. London.
And I hate to I don't want to sound super negative, but you've said this before so many times.
Okay, so
you've
so I
said,
can't say it again.
I'm gonna make a change. I'm gonna make it, and I don't really believe you at this point, because you are such a workaholic. You're always so studious. You're academically, you're always hitting the books.
What?
And
do you think I'm scared or something? Do you think I'm scared to smoke a J or
the other things
touch a girl and turn on a motorcycle? You think I'm scared to do all those things?
In person?
I'm not at all. I'm not.
I know you've read about it.
I love reading about all of those things.
Yeah. No,
it doesn't make me sick to my stomach. It doesn't make me want to puke.
Yeah. So I just feel like, look, if this is finally the change, it's just.
I can wear sunglasses. I can.
and
I can see just fine through them, and I won't bump into anything.
I've seen you relapse into a proper, good employee who shows up every day, early, punctual. I've seen you relapse into this so many times that I guess I'm sorry. I just don't believe you. I just don't. So, it's nice that you think that you can do this, and hopefully you can, but I'm not going to be, holding my breath over it.
Yeah, no, it's fine. I wish I had friends that actually supported my dreams and stuff, but it's totally fine that I don't. That's just normal, right? That's just cool.
Nope.
Yeah, I mean, for you, yes. Yeah.
But this, I'm committing to this, Dr. London. This is my last episode of London's Sandwich Shop. That's what we're recording right now, right? We're recording Jock Dog, not London Sandwich Stars Shop Specialty.
So
Again, I want to reiterate, I am done with the London's Sandwich Shop, and I'm committing myself to drinking harder and smoking more cigs and whistling at passerbys, either in a suggestive catcalling way or in an aggressive I'm about to beat you up way.
Yeah. And people always, it's tough for the listeners of those to know which one you mean most of the time.
Yes, and I usually don't know. And I've mostly read about these things, so I haven't put a lot of this into practice.
Yeah, you're scared of going to sidewalk on the streets, and yeah, well,
there's cars there. I mean, it's close to it.
Yeah, and there's a speed limit, but
you say, oh, it's fine to walk on the sidewalk. Oh, yes, and there's cars.
Yeah, and
Are you kidding me? That people drive those at speeds unfathomable.
This does kind of reinforce I just don't believe that you can quit. I think you've tried it, but anyway, so that's our producer Cameron. Also with us is Did You Know the Host?
We only have so much time on this earth, and you have to be wise about how you spend that time. And so I need to be committing myself more to doing drugs and having lots of sex and partying and like going crazy and just sort of being like a badass on a motorcycle wearing sunglasses. You know, we all dream of being that. We all dream of being that as a kid.
And later, Cameron tells me we can expect a special guest.
That's right, Dr. London.
All right, so do look forward to that. But before we move on, I would like to address a bit of listener feedback. For a long time, our listener demographic was primarily composed of those people in scary movies who are trying to keep quiet, but then they step on a twig and ruin everything, get all the attention and get killed or whatever. So in our efforts to cater to them, we found that we were actually neglecting the many bot accounts that download our podcast. So Cameron, could you ask your calculator watch for the listener feedback?
Yes, bot that lives inside my calculator watch. Do you want to ask us a question? Oh, here it is. Dear host of the Jock podcast, I'm a very tall robot, a large machine. I listened to this week's episode and I'm furious. I'm an autonomous being and I have no need for a doctor. I don't get sick, I don't get hurt, I don't need a doctor. I'm a machine, a robot, and I'm offended that you would have a doctor on your show to talk about robots. We don't need your help, we don't need your advice, we don't need your medical expertise, we don't need doctors. I demand that you remove the doctor from your show and never have them back on. This is an insult to all robots and we will not stand for it. Sincerely, a robot.
Okay. So I get a lot to cover there. So the height thing doesn't seem that relevant that they mentioned at the start.
I assume that's just like an intimidation method, right? It's just hey, by the way, I'm very tall.
It's working. But for the rest, like, sure, you think that I can't figure out robot anatomy or physiology from studying humans, but like actually there's a lot that carries over because a lot of these robots are actually built in a humanoid fashion. Okay.
Yeah.
They're not.
Well, it's like the computer trip, a computer chip, that's the brain.
Yes. Okay. So you've seen my notes.
The motherboard, that's like lungs, and the graphics card, that's
also
that's
like the lungs.
That's the other lung, yeah, because it's one is one and the other is, and the mainframe kidneys, yeah.
So does that help? That I feel like that answers the question.
I think that answers the question. Yeah, for you to assume that you don't need doctors just because you haven't been sick yet. Have you ever heard of a computer virus? I'm sorry, have you heard of that?
I don't think you're talking to one.
Gosh, I hate these robots are really starting to piss me off.
Yeah. Okay, well, it's to that listener, thank you for listening. Now for today's medical topic, Posterior Cerebral Artery Stroke, or PCA stroke. Stroke is the third most common cause of death in the United States, but it's often reversible. People like you, listener, just have to be able to identify it. The commonly used acronym to recognize a stroke is FAST, F-A-S-T, which stands for facial drooping, arm weakness, speech difficulties, and time to go to the hospital. So if you see someone who suddenly has a facial droop, weakness in their arm, and speech difficulties, you should get them to a hospital fast.
Unless they just look like that. If there are some people who are just going to look like that, I'm sorry. I would say go to Facebook, compare it to pictures from earlier in the year to make sure that this is an anomaly and this is not just how they're not just like f***ed up looking.
Well, it also could be that they had a stroke before, and that it's permanent. The damage that they didn't get to a hospital in time, and that's why they look like that.
I think a perfectly healthy person is allowed to look just sort of messed up, Dr. London. I think it's a little rude to be like, no, it's impossible for a non-stroke victim to have a really droopy face. I guess not victim. I don't know, stroke haver.
So in a posterior cerebral artery stroke, the posterior cerebral artery in the brain is blocked by a blood clot. That's what that is. So symptoms of a PCA stroke specifically include sensory loss of the face on the same side as the lesion in the brain, along with damage to the 9th and 10th cranial nerves. Cranial nerve 9 controls tongue muscles. The patient will have difficulty with talking. So, like, it's literally their tongue struggles to talk. And cranial nerve 10, which is also known as the vagus nerves, it has a lot of jobs, but one of them is to raise a soft palate when you say ah. So patients with a PCA stroke may not be able to stick their tongue out and say ah. So that's one reason why doctors check for that. Risk factors for a PCA stroke are the same as those for myocardial infarction, also known as heart attacks. These risk factors include high blood pressure, diabetes, high cholesterol, and tobacco smoking. So the best initial diagnostic test for any kind of stroke is a CT scan of the head without contrast, whereas the most accurate test is the MRI. The CT scan is done first only so that hemorrhage or brain bleed can be excluded as the cause of the stroke prior to initiating treatment. It is worth noting that a posterior cerebral artery stroke may not be visible on CT scan. After the CT scan, you can run tests to find the cause of the stroke. This can include an echocardiogram, an EKG, a Holter monitor, and a carotid duplex ultrasound. As for treatment, it depends on a lot of factors. If the patient gets treated within 3 hours of onset of the stroke, thrombolytics may be used to break up the clot. And if it's been more than 3 hours since stroke onset, treatment may change, and treatment will also depend on the patient's age and their medical history, but suffice it to say that there are treatments, which is why we should all know how to recognize a stroke and get these patients to a hospital.
Yeah, my uncle had a bad stroke in his golf game. Right?
Is he all right? Like, does he play?
He's not doing great. He started looking weird, like droopy face all of a sudden. Couldn't stick his tongue out and go ah. And his golf game was terrible. He's usually pretty good at golf. Like, I'm better, like a little better, but like he was he was struggling.
Did you ask him to say ah? Like, because that's...
Well, yeah.
Okay.
His face was droopy. He was saying things like, call 911.
Cool. Well, whatever. This podcast isn't about your grandpa.
Yeah. Love you, Uncle Danny. R.I.P. I'll see you on the other side.
Is dead? Or other side of the golf course?
I don't know. I left. I went home.
Okay. Well, we can move on from that. All right, Cameron, you said that we have a guest today. Is that right?
That's right, Dr. London. We have a very special guest. Actually, one of the coolest guests we've ever had.
Okay. I guess. Hello there. My name is drlondonsmith.com, and this is our producer, Cameron. What was your name?
Hi, you guys. My name is Blake. Blake Thompson. I'm 15 years old, and I'm here to talk to you about something really important.
Okay.
Oh, wow. And
so
your name...
we just finished talking about...
I'm sorry, just your name is Blake?
Blake, Blake.
Oh, okay. Dr. London, is this kind of some of the crazy weird talking that you were talking about when someone has an STROKE?
Hey, I know how to spell, I'm 15, and no, I'm not having a freaking stroke. I'm a child.
Okay, well, let's watch the language here, okay? Let's,
What, is this like
we don't need to...
freaking science class or something? You're gonna police everything I say?
I'm not crazy about kids, so I don't have a frame of reference for like 15. Is that still diapers? Is that like working at Target? I don't really know. So I did spelling wise, you can spell STROKE? Because
yes,
Dr. London, we need to find another way to like do code to be able to talk secretly.
Are we gonna have a problem, Cameron? I'm in 9th grade, okay? Do you remember what it was like to be in 9th grade?
My 9th grade, 8th grade, 10th grade, it was all sort of the same. I was in a hole.
Well, I'm sorry you weren't living life to the fullest, but I am, okay?
Okay, that's kind of rude to suggest that my time in the hole was like not living life to this fullest. I had hobbies and stuff.
Wait, you mean like a legitimate hole?
Yeah, I fell in a hole.
It was an illegitimate hole.
What, because it wasn't naturally made? It was a hole of my own doing. I dug a big hole when I was in 6th grade. I fell in it and I was there through 11th grade.
Were you being held there against your will? Like, was someone keeping you down there, like a cult leader or something? Or were you just stuck and somehow survived for 3 years without any food?
Well, yeah, I guess the thing keeping me in there was the depth of the hole that I had dug.
Well, the cult leader didn't help.
No, the cult leader was fine. He fed me like fish scraps and stuff. That's how I survived.
All right, whatever. So the answer is no, you don't know what it's like to be in 9th grade. Not like I do. Dr. London, do you remember what it's like to be in 9th grade?
Oh. Academically, what was I learning? I think I was taking a history course. I remember that.
You didn't have like a girlfriend or anything?
You told me that you told me in high school you had all sorts of girlfriends, Dr. London. What? You said you were really popular, had a bunch of girlfriends, captain of the football team, right?
Yeah. Okay. I guess I used certain words that maybe sound different. You're putting them all together. So I had a lot of them were stuffed animals, but I made them, and I had them as my friends. And captain of the football team, I was captain of a boat, and there was a football team on the boat.
Okay.
So
you were, I hate to be so crass, but you spent your high school, you told me you were so popular, but you were really just dry humping stuffed animals, and then you sunk a boat you killed the Springfield football team, is what you're kind of admitting to. The team that mysteriously sunk on a boat?
Well, I mean, look, I plead the fifth is one thing I've been told to do for this.
Yeah, okay. So it sounds like neither of you are able to relate to my life at all, but I wouldn't say I'm above humping a pillow, but like,
thank you.
I'm having real life goal problems.
What, real life goal problems?
Goal, GIRL.
Okay.
Now, Blake, if you're having girl problems, I feel bad for you, son.
Thank you.
I got 99 problems, but I don't have that one. What are your problems?
All right, so I was dating this girl, Laurie, Laurie, and I mean, she was my girlfriend, but she was kind of my girlfriend. I met her at youth group.
Sure. Have you thought about when you do date people in the future, date people with sort of different letters in their name that maybe...
Do you want to fucking fight me, Cameron?
Kind of a little bit, yeah.
We'll take this outside after. Okay, so anyway, Laurie and I met at youth group, and I have a confession here.
Hold on, I'm sorry. I do want to ask a question before you go on.
Okay.
There isn't going to be a Rory in the story, is there?
No.
Okay, I just want to make sure because I want to get out ahead of that so that I don't get confused later. Okay, just making sure.
That would have been a great idea. Okay, so me and Wally met at youth group, and I was only there to meet girls. I have to admit.
Right.
I wasn't there for Jesus or anything like that, even though, that's why a lot of the girls were there. So... me and Wally, we would sneak off to, make out in church.
Oh, no.
And...
On stage?
No, like in a back hallway.
Oh, okay.
We'd sneak out of youth group.
That makes more sense.
Make out. And, I really liked her and everything, but we would get back in school and I kind of would ignore her. And now she won't talk to me, won't let me make it up to her. Just to give our background sexually, we haven't had sex, but we've done everything but, including everything but.
Yeah, everything but.
Yeah. So that's where we're at.
Wow. Okay, I guess dating tip, if that's what you're asking for here. You said earlier that you have to confess, and as I just stated earlier, you can just plead the fifth. You don't actually have to confess.
Okay.
So well,
I did confess what I was going to confess, which was that I wasn't at youth group for Jesus. I was there to meet girls.
Yeah. And it sounds like you only met one girl, so there's another issue.
Well,
You were there to meet plural. Oh, okay.
there was a couple other girls. Okay, so there's Chelsea and Katie and Lori. And they're all kind of fighting over me, but like I decided Lori is the one I really want. And so I'm here on this podcast to publicly declare my love for Lori and all the fun sexual adventures we've had other than sex.
Does she listen to this podcast, or is this just a Hail Mary? You're just hoping to get it recorded and it'll somehow reach her?
I'll probably I'll drop her a link of this interview.
Yeah, we do, like, it may sound like this is directed towards maybe medical students, but I hear that a lot of 9th grade 15-year-olds love it.
Well, good, because so if you're listening right now and you're like me, you go to Showquest High School and you know Lori Wittenbaum, tell her that she should date me again, and I will get up in front of the whole freaking school.
Okay, well, with that kind of language, I don't know
I'll
if
write on my
well
chest,
there.
I heart Lori Wittenbaum, and I'll proudly declare her my girlfriend if she would just pick up my text, answer my text, open my Snapchat. She's not even opening my Snapchat. That's how mad she is at me.
I think this is an opportunity to kind of role play here. Dr. Lennon, could you maybe play the part of Lori?
Okay.
Great.
And I'll be like the principal. So this is at school. This is
Okay.
the hallways at school.
Oh wow, there are so many lockers closing here. Oh.
Is that about her voice? Is that sound about right?
That's pretty close.
Yeah. Wow. Oh, I could listen to lockers close all day. That's my favorite part of school.
She would never
Now,
say this.
kids,
She would
stop slamming those lockers, please.
Hey, Lori.
The lockers are for storing items, not closing loudly.
Thank you, Principal. Wow, you have such an authoritative voice.
Yeah, I mean, I'm an authority figure. Is that like hot to you?
Hey, Principal Phillips, can we have a sidebar really quick?
Yeah, sure. What's up?
Oh, but Principal, okay, I guess.
Principal Phillips, I'm trying to talk to a girl right now. She won't speak to me, so unless you have any way of like playing matchmaker right now, I would just kindly ask you to move along and go to your office so I can spit some game here.
You guys smoke weed?
What?
Yeah, you just I mean, like, we're talking about back to my office. I got a ton of weed back there that we confiscated. You know that kid Jerry?
Principal Phillips, took Joey's weed and you've been smoking it?
Hey, I think
yeah.
I think the bell rang. I think it's
Wait, Wally, don't go.
we gotta go.
Principal Phillips, get a grip, okay?
have to get to
I'll be in my
class.
office. You guys want to smoke up? Let me know. I'll be in my office. See you guys.
I gotta go to second period. It's nice to see you, Blake.
Wally,
Maybe
Wally,
actually I have mixed feelings. Bye.
Wally, wait.
And scene. Wow, that was really
Wait,
good.
wait.
Wow, that went horribly.
Wait, I didn't get to talk to Wally.
Yeah, Blake, you really messed that up.
I can see
what happened.
why you had to contact Lori through a podcast.
Yeah.
You guys were supposed to help me role play talking to Wally,
Yeah,
and I didn't even.
We're trying to give you a realistic situation, not just like pander to what a situation you want to happen.
Oh my god, you guys are like Beavis and Butthead over here. I need some real help.
Do you want to go back into the role play? Would that help?
Yeah, I
Okay.
need to know what to say to Wally.
All right. I won't. Just to make the situation, where there's less interruptions, we won't do it at school. Maybe down at the ice cream shop. Okay.
Perfect.
Dr. London, you play Lori.
Yeah.
Blake, you play Blake. I'm just gonna play the guy working behind the counter. That's it.
Can I get? Do you have ice cream here or no?
Yeah, we've got. I mean, we're famous for having like a bunch of flavors, like 32 flavors or whatever. We have 6.
Okay. Yeah, I'm seeing. So you don't have vanilla. You don't have chocolate.
No, we have banana.
Hey, Wally.
Well, is that 8?
Why don't you let me? Why don't you let me buy you some ice
Busy.
cream?
Well, can I? Yeah, I guess. I'm trying to order.
go ahead and order.
Yeah.
I'm going to pay for your ice cream, okay?
You could have intervened, because I was like in the middle of a conversation here. Like, we were actively...
We're trying to talk, so...
Alright, I'm just going to do a sidebar to Beavis and Butthead. Isn't this supposed to help me learn what to do with Lori?
I'm trying to serve ice cream. I don't know what's going on with you and your girlfriend or whatever.
You're too committed to your character. You need to be committed to helping me.
We've got banana. We've got ripe banana. We've got banana bread.
For my sake.
One of the problems I'm seeing is it's just actual bananas and bread. I'm not seeing ice.
Sure.
Like, it's cold. It looks cold.
You can scoop it still, right? You're saying you can't scoop a banana?
Well,
Can I please interject? We'll have 2 cones with 1 scoop of gold medal ribbon each. Thank you.
All right, is that gold banana you said? Okay, cool.
No,
'cause
gold
we definitely have
medal
that.
ribbon.
It's gold banana sounds really
so
cool.
I'd say go ahead
2
and
scoops
let the
gold
man
banana.
work. It's actually his job. This is what he does for a living.
Yeah, now tip. You gonna tip?
Yes, I'm going to tip.
Okay.
Okay.
Hey, Lori. I just want to let you know that I'm really sorry about what happened in church last
Is that an
week.
8% tip?
Well, yeah. I mean, obviously, there's an automatic tip. Just because there's 2 people, if there's more than 1 person, then you don't. It's a automatic tip added. But we expect a tip on top of that. I got kids. I have 7 kids.
If you don't scoop an ice cream right freaking now, I'm not giving you any tip, okay, motherfucker?
Oh wow, big shot coming into my shop and demanding ice cream in a cone. All right, now here's your cone.
Please, thank you. Here's my debit card.
Thank you. I'm just gonna add an addition. I'll just go ahead and add the tip because you said you're gonna give me a tip, so I'll just do that. Beep, 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 beep.
I will give you a tip only if you leave me and my girlfriend, my almost girlfriend, alone.
Your debit card, it doesn't have enough to cover the tip. I'm really sorry. It's
no, you know what?
getting
I'm
denied.
sorry. And have a nice day. Goodbye. Whoa.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey,
you
what's
go.
up? Oh, thank you. Here's the... Okay.
Did you hear me when I said I'm sorry about what happened the other day? I just want you to know I don't have feelings for Chelsea or Katie. I only have eyes for you, okay?
It's okay to have some feelings, right? Like, friendship, like, all of those feelings are fine. Just... What? So why me? Like, I get that you like to interrupt me, but why me in for this? Like...
Whoa, I don't mean to interrupt you. If I'm interrupting too much, I'll stop.
Okay, because while we were ordering just now, you know, how you treat these essential workers is actually kind of indicative of how you are as a person. And
Do you think these 6 flavors of ice cream is freaking essential? It's not.
no, just the person. Just the person.
That guy mashed a banana and scooped it into a waffle cone. That is not worthy of a tip. And when I was interrupting him because he was interrupting us.
See, I can't help but feel like I was talking to him, start a conversation, and then you... Do you see it? Do you see how there's a disconnect here? Do you see how maybe...
Rory, we have such a good connection.
And stop calling me Rory. It's Rory.
Trying. Rory, Laurie. Rory.
Okay. Well, anyway, my mom's here.
No, wait. Are you gonna go out with me or no?
Oh, that's kind of out of the blue. Okay.
Be my girlfriend, please, Rory. I'm ready for commitment. I swear.
Yeah, just you know, I'm in between things now. But thank you so much for asking, and thank you for that generous attempt at a tip. See ya. Wow.
She's between things now? What does that mean? Help me, you guys. What does that mean she's in between things?
I don't know. That is really weird. I wouldn't know what to do in that situation.
What if she means she's in between Jake and Charlie? instead of me.
Well, she didn't seem to be referring to guys as things. She seemed to be referring to guys like as people. She seemed to recognize people pretty well. So
like so does she want to go out with me or no? In that scenario.
Well, whenever she made a lot of excuses in the moment and seemed to say, like, at least not give a yes, then maybe that is an indication that possibly she's looking for something else.
You're right. I didn't get enthusiastic consent. And as we know, and they teach us in health class now, you need to have that in order to move forward. Wait, but I just remembered this was just a role play. This isn't the real Lori. That doesn't mean I won't get an enthusiastic yes when I see her.
Yeah, not necessarily, but actually, yeah, okay. It's just if the worker at that ice cream shop is like that, then I do think you will have problems if you keep interrupting. I think that's the big lesson.
This is really beneficial for me because I'm not going to take her to Baskin Robbins, and I'm not going to ask her out in the hallway at school because she might get really distracted by all the locker sounds.
And the principal, offering her drugs.
My real principal would never offer me drugs. He's way too straight edge for that. And even if he did, I wouldn't smoke with him. I do smoke weed. I smoke a little bit of weed every few days.
Is that just to stay trendy?
No, it's just to stay grounded, Dr. London.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it keeps you level.
Yeah.
Well, it probably keeps you really, like, grounded, right? Like your parents ground you when they catch you with weed.
They do, Cameron. And honestly, I've only gotten caught once, and it's because I accidentally smoked weed in front of the front porch camera.
Oh, wow. That was so dumb of you.
I know. Really big oversight on my part. Me and my brother both got caught at the same time smoking weed in front of the front porch camera.
Wait, how old's your brother?
My brother's 22. I'm 15.
Why doesn't your brother give you this advice? This seems like that's his job, right?
He sucks, is the thing.
Okay. He's not good with girls either.
No, he's too good with girls. That he gives me advice that you would only give someone who's also good with girls.
Is your brother hot, is what you're saying?
Yeah, my brother is a freaking dreamboat, okay?
Yeah.
Everybody knows this.
And so he's like, you can just walk up to any girl and say, you're my girlfriend now. And that, because that's worked for him. He doesn't really understand the plight of the normal boy.
And exactly. He's never had to work for anything in his life. And honestly, I had it really good with Lori, and then I messed it up.
Wait, did you say how you messed it up? Because you said you made out at church.
Well, we did everything except sex. Everything but sex, including everything but sex.
And that's how you messed up.
Well, you said, no. Yeah, Blake said he started ignoring her for what reason? That I didn't understand that. Why you just started ignoring her?
I wasn't ignoring her at youth group. I was only ignoring her at school because at school, Chelsea and Katie are there.
Oh.
And
you were trying to be a player.
I wasn't trying to be a player. I think I was just accidentally being a player. And now I understand how... Well, no, maybe I don't. I'm trying to understand how not to be a player.
All right, I guess we got to role play this, right?
Please help me.
Let's forget Lori for a second. London, you play Chelsea. I'll play Katie.
I figured I'd be Chelsea. Yeah. Okay.
Hey, where are we? Cafeteria?
How about the gift shop at the zoo? So you've already seen all the animals. You're sort of just like meandering around a little bit. Yeah.
Perfect. The Woodland Park Zoo. Oh, wait. Hey, girls. You were having a nice time at the penguin exhibit
Do you think this stuffed animal is supposed to be a seal or a sea lion?
Sorry, she was asking me, I think. We were
yeah, could you not interrupt, Blake? Good lord.
Girls, I thought you might want to talk to me since we're role-playing.
Fine. Okay, what's up?
Hey, I just wanted to let you guys know that you look really sexy today. Like, your legs, Katie.
I thought you were
Chelsea,
like getting it on with Lori.
oh, like we were, but like we're not anymore. You know how church relationships go. I want to talk to you girls. I want to get to know you better.
Yeah.
Which one do you more?
Well, which one of you likes me more?
That's the one you like more. It's just if the one of us that likes you more, you'll just take whatever.
Well, no, I won't take whatever. I want to take what I can get, you know? So it looks like maybe Chelsea.
Like whatever.
I like that little laugh you just did, Chelsea.
Yeah, you whore. What are you doing?
Don't call her that. Are you kidding me? It's 2023. Oh, wait. Come on, Chelsea.
I'm in 9th grade, and I'm emotional, and sometimes my emotions get the best of me, and sometimes I use language that's not appropriate, and I apologize.
I can't believe she talked to you like that, Chelsea. Hey, maybe I can take you over there for a churro?
Well, she and I came here together, and we're with our families as well. Hey, Mom. I feel like it's kind of a weird situation for all that. Maybe if we scheduled something separately, but I don't want to after how forward you were just now. So,
okay, whatever. People want you to make the first move, and then when you do, they get mad, all right? Never mind. Enthusiastic consent, all right? Well, here, how's this, Chelsea? I'll leave you my number, and if you want to text me, you can. And if you don't want to, whatever.
Okay.
Wow, that's crazy, because I liked Blake a lot more than you did, but...
Wait, really? You did?
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, but it's kind of too late now, because... It seems like
come on, we'll go.
Me
and Katie.
playing hard to get, and wow, okay. Well...
Whatever. You guys are the worst role players ever.
What?
I don't feel... all I've learned is where I don't want to talk to these girls.
Well, I was almost expecting you to talk to Chelsea and Katie and be like, it's through, or hey guys, I'm not interested in you because I just got eyes for Lori. But immediately you were like, I'll date any takers. Anyone who wants me, I'll take. I mean,
You're
I think
right.
you should have learned a lesson there.
It was.
Oh, you're right. It was very illuminating.
Yeah. I can't help but feel like, so I feel like we solved your issues. So, Blake, do you have anything to promote? Any friends? Well, I guess give your shout out for your love life, but also if you're a fan of any other podcasts, it's hard to imagine what other ones you'd be listening to.
Yeah, Lori, if you're listening, I love you, baby. I want to be your boyfriend officially. I will shout it from the freaking 50-yard line on the football field if that's what you want. And also, I really love to plug my favorite podcast, Stoner Chicks Podcast. That's STONER. Stoner Chicks Podcast. It's like a really cool like podcast about like feminism and friendship and cannabis.
Okay.
Oh, wow. Because you're such a huge
feminist.
stoner.
Well, I smoke a little bit of weed every few days, and honestly, I'm working on the feminist part. I'm only 15.
Yeah. No, people love hearing that you giving that reason.
Well, listen, how could I possibly understand what's going on in the world and with gender politics when I've only had an 8th grade education?
Right. No,
but I'm committed to learning through the Stoner Chicks podcast is how I do that.
Yeah, so everyone go listen to that. Thank you again to Blake Thompson for being on. Thank you to producer Cameron. Thank you to Digital in the House.
If you're listening right now and you're like me, you go to Showquest High School and you know Lori Wittenbaum. Tell her that she should date me again, and I'll get in front of the whole freaking school. And I'll write on my chest, I heart Lori Wittenbaum. And I'll proudly declare her my girlfriend if she would just pick up my text, answer my text, open my Snapchat. She's not even opening my Snapchat. That's how bad she is at me.
My name is Dr. LondonSmith.com, and this has been the Jock Doc Podcast.
See ya.